break, where we're taking a live look right outside with our WTOC Pooler Parkway St. Joseph's Candler Sky Cam. Got some cars moving about, and it's shaping up to be a pretty nice day outside. Detecting breast cancer early can be a life-saving measure that can only happen if women are getting their regular screenings. St. Joseph's Candler's Telfair Mammography Fund pays for mammograms and other breast treatments for uninsured and underinsured women. And here with more about the fund and screenings is Medical Director of the Telfair Pavilion, Dr. Dil Patel, alongside Director of Performance Improvement and Diagnostic Services, Laura Reese. Thank you both so much for being here with me. How are you all doing?
Good. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, certainly, to talk about such an important topic, something that really impacts our community and communities around the nation, around the world. We're talking about breast cancer awareness as we look forward to October. Dr. Patel, St. Joseph Candler really makes it a mission to reach all women when it comes to breast cancer screenings. Tell me what we should know about getting those screenings early.
Absolutely, yeah. So screening breast mammograms done annually are the single best non-invasive and very powerful tool for detecting breast cancer early. And the earlier we catch breast cancer, the better it is for the patient. We have a higher survival rate and significantly better quality of life. Since the advent of screening mammography, the death rate from breast cancer has decreased by about 40%, which is very significant.
Yeah, that's such an important number and such an important thing to really realize, so we can get ahead of it early, like you were saying. Now, with new laws coming in place as well, we've also heard that breast density comes into play as well when getting those screenings these days.
Yeah, so the breast tissue is predominantly made of fatty tissue and fibroglandular tissue, and that dictates how dense the breast is. So we classify it in 4 different classes: Class A, fatty; Class B, fibroglandular; Class C, heterogeneous; and Class D, extremely dense. So the more dense side of the scale, C and D, the breasts will be full of more of that fibroglandular tissue, which can mask some subtle pathologies. So it is important to stay on top of the screening mammograms and the additional imaging that we provide to detect breast cancer for these patients. Traditionally, mammograms are only done 2D, but now we have 3D mammography, which allows us to look at the breast via multiple single slices, which allows us to pinpoint more accurately these tiny, subtle little findings. In addition, at St. Joe's Candler, we have another additional imaging modalities that help in patients with dense breasts. We have automated breast ultrasound as well as breast MRI.
Yeah, that's awesome. Technology is amazing, how far we've come. One thing that has stayed the same for several decades in our community is the Telfair Mammography Fund. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. And we have the SmartWomen Luncheon and Expo coming up on October 9th, one of the biggest fundraisers to really support that mission. Tell me about it.
Yes, absolutely. So this is our 22nd annual. I can't believe it. It's great though. So it's our largest fundraiser, as you were saying, for Mammography Fund. And we started Mammography Fund back about in 2005. We had a group of women who were very interested in making sure that screening mammograms were available to everyone. They had a vested interest in that. And that's kind of how we got started, and it's just gone from there. And we help there's about 730 exams that will be provided every year from the Mammography Fund. All the way from screening, that's one of our main priorities, is we want women to get screened. As Dr. Patel was saying, it's just hugely important to find that cancer as early as possible. And they obviously have a better prognosis and more options for treatment when they do that. So it's available to anyone who's underinsured or uninsured. And there are a lot of people facing high deductibles and things like that these days to be able to afford insurance. So we want to make sure we reach everyone that we can.
That's awesome that you all do this in our community. And for people who may not be able to come out to the expo, I know that seats are limited. There are still several ways that people can donate to the cause. Kind of give me a rundown of those ways.
They can certainly, even if there's not a seat available at the luncheon, the expo is open and people can come there and see everything that's offered and provided. The speaker, Layla Ali, we're very excited, can't wait to hear. She's going to be great, I'm sure. But there's also ways that you can donate to fund the mission for Telfair Mammography Fund. There's a barcode scan that's available on our website through the foundations at St. Joseph's Candler, and that actually goes directly to Mammography Fund. Raffle tickets, supporting in any way like that, but support the mission is actually the best way for them to do that.
Perfect, and we'll have more information on how people can get involved that way on our website, WTOC.com. Thank you both so much for joining us. We're looking forward to the expo and hearing more about it in the coming weeks.
And we are so excited, and thank all of our sponsors Dr. Patel's group is the actual presenting sponsor for this year, so that's awesome.
That's awesome, and so excited to hear Layla Ali as well.
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us.
Coming up on Morning Break, we're taking a live look right outside with our WTOC Tybee Island sky cam. We have more on your weather where you can expect throughout the week from meteorologist Andrew Gorton up next.